From the studios of the Sound Distillery in New York City, welcome to the Great American Shit Show. Two New Yorkers journey into the current state of American politics and some personal shit with Marian Fontana and Paul Reggio.
Yes! Welcome to the Great American Shit Show. I'm Paul Reggio.
And I'm Marian Fontana.
And this is our first show on video.
Oh, wait. This is the one?
Oh, this is the one.
Oh, shit. I would have worn more makeup.
No, more makeup.
I cried it off.
You'd look like fucking Gene Simmons if you wore no.
No, it's true. When you get older and you put makeup on, you start to look like a drag queen. And you put the same amount. Thank you, Glenn. I love Glenn.
No, you look like a young drag queen.
I hate you, but I love Glenn.
Everybody loves Glenn.
We're the good cop, bad cop.
I know, totally. In real life.
No, we're not. No, you got stuck on the train coming here.
An hour and a half.
Wow. That's just ridiculous.
It's never happened to me. I can't believe I've lived here my whole life. That's never
You know
happened.
what? Everybody should stop moving to New York. Just stop.
Yeah, don't come here.
Stop.
It sucks.
Bad place now.
It sucks.
We need less people here.
Yeah.
Especially rich people. Can we get rid of the rich people?
Yeah, it's.
I don't know.
Well, Sarah hasn't been here in years. It's starting to look like a mall. It's
I know.
all pharmacies,
I know.
and it's really sad.
I know everything that used to be like
chain pharmacies and stores,
or Bank of America.
Yeah,
Right.
we had to get a cab.
Used to be a Korean deli. Now it's Bank of America.
Yeah, well, we went past the Limelight,
Oh yeah.
what used to be the line.
and then we start naming all the clubs that we used to go to, and
All the clubs that we almost remember being at.
almost remember being at. I don't remember much inside.
Oh, I miss the days of snorting coke off a model's
Debauchery.
ass. I'll tell you. Listen, kids.
Did we do that together? We never did that
I
together.
may have snorted coke off your ass.
but I wouldn't remember.
No, me either.
Oh, shit,
That's
I
it.
did.
Just get your.
I hit my bourbon on
Okay.
the mic. I never
we
drink
are
before
drinking,
the show.
Literally drinking during the show. That's how bad
Never
things
happened.
Yeah, we've never done that.
It's
true.
Well,
It's true.
congratulations.
Except for the end segment.
Yeah.
That's true.
Sorry.
Well, one time you were drinking before we got here, and you were pretty lube.
Oh, you know how I can tell
He got
Glenn's
chatty.
lube? No, he starts hugging you and you're, I love you. I love you, Marian.
No, it's not because I'm drinking, man. I just
No,
fucking
fine.
love you.
I am
Yeah.
definitely
just
not the
fucking
angry
love you.
drunk.
No, you were the opposite. You get
Yes.
all mushy. It's so
Yes.
cute. You don't want angry drunks. I like
No.
those kind of drunks. There was a guy on Staten Island, a fireman, who I knew for
The fireman who
years.
drinks?
Yeah, can you believe it?
Wow.
And I knew him for years. I move out to Staten Island. I see him in the playground as we're dropping off the kids. And he's like, hey, Marian. And I'm like,
Did he have a kid?
John, it's me. How are you? And I got all freaked out. And I called my friend. She's like, oh, yeah, that's sober John.
Oh,
and I was
not
like,
good.
oh, my God. Like, I never saw. I
Sober
realized
John.
I never saw him sober.
Because as I'm sober, I know there are people that are sober that they call them dry drunks,
Yes.
Right.
and they're just miserable.
Yeah.
Where it's like, well, you should really go
Drink.
back to drinking.
Well, that's
So you're much more
that,
pleasant.
John is so much
Like
fun
you'll
when he
be
drinks.
so much more pleasant, and you'll just live this long as
Right.
opposed to this long
Right.
as a miserable fuck.
No, just ignore your liver. You're fine.
Anyway, speaking of everybody dying,
Oh my God! So
No, I
yeah,
kid, I
I
kid.
can't believe we have to do gun control today. But I
we
have
did
to
3
say,
weeks in a row.
I love Dick's.
Is that supposed to be news?
Dick's Sporting Goods.
Dick's. Oh, I see where you're going
Yeah.
with that.
You like that?
Yeah.
That was good, right?
I was just like, Marian, now we have to get into a story. What,
No, did you? I'm sure you heard.
What's
I
it.
have
the
heard.
CEO's name is Ed.
Dick.
Ed.
No.
His name's
Stark
not
or
Dick?
something
We
like that.
we
No, his
researched it. No, I
name
forgot.
is Edward Stack.
Stack.
Yeah. And he announced that he'll stop selling all assault rifles and will not sell any guns to
Yep.
people under the age of 21,
Yep.
regardless of what we all know Trump and the NRA will do, which is
Well,
nothing.
yeah, I don't know. Well, we'll talk about Trump's little meeting
Yeah.
today. That was interesting.
And then there's, a growing list of companies cutting ties with the NRA, and it's increased during the week, which is exciting. This
It
is
has
good news.
except FedEx and
Amazon, right?
Well,
Amazon.
Amazon, I think they have to get on board because people.
No, they don't. Jeff Bezos doesn't care.
He doesn't care.
No, he would deliver he would sell
not
an
a nice
AR-15 to a toddler.
No, he's
He's not a nice man.
I know, but I don't want to give up my Amazon Prime, so he
You
has
have
to do it.
You have to.
I have to do it, huh?
Yeah, you have to go back to like the post
man.
office
The post office.
where it comes 4 days late.
Where's
and they fling
that? I don't even know where it is. I've lived in my apartment for a year, and I really don't know where my post
That
office
is
is.
such a
I
first
know
world
it's
problem
so
right there.
sad.
Yeah.
I know.
Wow.
Send your tips and no, just kidding. Have a GoFundMe page.
So we like Dick.
I like Dick. I like Delta and United Airlines,
Right.
MetLife and Chubb.
Yep.
So many companies, all because of these amazing students.
And
from,
Delta.
Yeah.
Did you mention Delta?
That's crazy.
I did. I
Yeah.
just said
They
Delta.
got threatened.
You listen like a man.
What?
What?
Well,
And Delta. I'm
if
like, yeah.
the dick fits. No, the one of the Republican legislators in Georgia said, if you don't honor the NRA discounts, we're going to do away with your tax breaks.
Right.
And it's like,
Yeah, for their oil, because they get
that's
their oil.
totally,
Yeah.
you can't do that.
Yeah.
You can't say that out loud.
No,
Right.
but Sarah read an article and she told me that all these other states said, we'll give you a tax cut. Don't
Yeah,
worry
we'll give
about
you
it.
a
yeah.
tax cut.
So
yeah.
that makes
All these
like, every
governors
time
were
I
like, "You
feel
can come
like
here."
every time I feel like I've given up hope, then something like that happens.
Well, the cool thing,
and it's all the students. That
but
are
did you
doing-
see what the guy said, though? The guy
Who?
from Dick's?
Yes.
He said, our hearts went out to those kids and their parents.
Yeah.
Everybody talks about thoughts and prayers going out to them, and that's great. But that doesn't really do anything. We felt we needed to take a stand and do this.
That's
And I love that. And he said, look, it's
Here's
going to
to
hurt my
him.
business.
Here's to you.
He
said
did
it's
say
gonna-
it'll hurt
He
you.
said it's going to hurt my business. We have a lot of hunters, but we'll deal with it.
Right.
And I think he'll get more business.
I'm sure he's going to get more
Yeah.
business because of that.
I think he should.
When you take those sorts of stands,
I'm going to go and buy my
It's-
yoga mat. There.
no, it's counterproductive.
I am. I'm gonna go there.
counterintuitive, but it really makes a difference.
It will.
I will
When
absolutely
politicians
support them.
do that,
Right.
people are always like, "Wow, look how well they're doing." You know, it's
Well,
like,
I will get into that in a minute. I know you want to.
But what I just have one question though.
Okay.
I'm gonna go off script, but it's
We
why
don't have a
why
script.
I get that people want to hunt and I get they care about their guns. Why, like when you go to play mini golf, you don't bring your own clubs. Why can't you just go to a place, rent a gun, shoot a couple deer, put it back, and go home?
Well, it's not the deer. You don't need an AR-15 to hunt
right.
because they.
I do.
Well,
I'm
then you
really
shouldn't
bad.
be hunting.
I am the worst.
See, here's
shooter.
what I do. I go to the supermarket
Yeah.
and I get stuff. As long as I can buy like
You
a
buy a
like a
gun
half
in
a
a
pound of
supermarket?
chuck, I'm good. I
Yeah.
don't need to shoot anything.
No, I don't need to shoot anything, but if I did, I'd suck at it
No.
because my son played that. What's that one where you blow up the guys every 2 seconds?
Oh, those violent video games.
all 900
Yeah,
video
all
games.
every
that
video
are-
game.
and he's, I'm like,
Except Pac-Man.
and I was so mortified because it really is
Yeah.
Mortal Kombat. I think
Oh, yeah,
it's called.
terrible.
So, and he's like, Mom, it's really fun. You got to try it. And I'm like, honey, I am so pacifist. I can't. So he's like, no, just shoot a guy once. So I literally wounded the guy 12 times and I couldn't kill him.
Really?
Yeah, because I suck.
But that's because it's this. Like,
Yeah.
his
Are you
generation
saying I have
grew up.
shitty thumbs?
doing that.
No,
Yeah.
no. They like,
They're
it's
used to that
counterintuitive.
motion. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like they know how to do that
Right.
and have the. I tried to play.
That's not the
Call
motion
of
we grew
Duty.
up with.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
I tried to play Call of Duty with my son.
Oh, that's what it was. It was Call
Right.
of Duty.
Right.
Yeah.
So the only thing I could do was get the guy to turn around in a circle and
That's
shoot.
exactly. I kept rolling around.
So he'd be like,
Oh
"All
my
right, Dad,
God.
should I kill you now?"
That's
Yeah.
awesome.
So he killed me, and then the guy rose from the dead.
Right.
That's what happens in video games.
Yeah.
I know,
And that's
Sort of
but
exciting.
they're saying
and
even
that doesn't happen in life.
no, they're
No.
saying that is
See, I thought-
contributing to the problem, but that's a
Yeah.
whole
I
other story.
think that's what.
That's bullshit. There's millions of people out there who play these video games and they don't go out and kill
That's
students in a high
true.
school.
That's true.
That's true. Like my son.
I don't buy any of that shit.
But I really like this Marjorie Stoneman Douglas high school kids.
Oh,
I
my
just
God,
think
I
They're the
know.
best.
I just think there's just today they went back to school for the first time.
It was sweet.
And I have to say, I don't know if it was a cop or a security guard. He was hugging them and they
Yep.
were all crying. I
It was
mean,
a deputy. It was a Florida deputy,
And yeah, I was like, ooh,
and the crossing
I
guard
want
was
to
hugging
marry
him.
him. He
Oh.
was so cute.
Are you on
The
Bumble?
African American guy with the glasses.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
was just he was so sweet with the kids.
Look him
She
up
is
on,
single,
look him
by
up
the
on
way.
I'm
Bumble.
single.
Yeah.
Look him
I
up
don't
on
know who you are. Swipe. Say
Swipe
hugging
me.
African American sheriff's deputy.
I'm sure I can find him.
You definitely can find him.
I thought he was really sweet.
It
I
is
was,
sweet. And those kids, the reason we're even talking about this 3 weeks later
Yeah.
is because of those kids.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they're amazing. They have
Yeah.
poise and grace and determination. But I do feel a little worried about them because I just remember after 9/11 and the reporters in my face all the time and having to
Right.
go on, and it kind of prevents you from feeling anything for a long time,
Mm.
or you're just kind of in shock and you're just kind of running on this energy, and it's great. They're getting a lot done, but I do worry. I worry a little bit about them.
From your experience, does it help that they're like really engaging?
Yes, I think it's great to have. I had a mission.
Yeah.
To have a mission, just
And in
kind of-
hindsight, that really helped.
yeah, it
Yeah.
kind of makes sense of the indescribable. So yeah, if I had to do it again, I would. But that said, I feel like my grief was completely delayed.
I
Like
understand.
all the other widows were kind of in a different place, and I was like,
You know,
still
it's
there.
interesting though.
Yeah.
But you were dealing with it as a person who lost her husband,
Right.
who had a small child, and
Right.
you were in this group of people who actually experienced all this loss.
Right.
A lot of these kids, like I have this article from Emma Gonzalez. They didn't lose a husband or a spouse or a brother or a sister. They lost a friend.
In
And
high school.
No. I get it.
Yeah.
But the difference is these kids are they're almost so poised and so ready for this moment.
Yeah.
It's like divine intervention in a way.
No, it is. It's
I don't
amazing.
think anybody was ready. I mean, you became better at speaking on television.
Well, I had spinach on my teeth on CNN.
Oh, did you really?
I'll never live that
Nice.
down.
That's why I haven't seen you on CNN in fucking
Nice.
years.
No one
Um,
told me. I went through makeup,
Really?
hair, the whole 9 yards, and I get on CNN, and all my friends were like, "He had a big piece of spinach."
Who
on
was
his
the
foot, too."
person interviewing you?
I was actually not even. It was over. It was Wolf Blitzer over the
I
headphone.
knew it was Wolf Blitzer.
How
that
did you
prick.
know?
I just knew it. He's the guy that won't tell you have spinach in your teeth. You could see it.
He wasn't even in the room. It was through the
No.
headset.
Well, but he could see you
I have to
on
like
the monitor.
talk to a camera
He would-
like this.
He wouldn't tell you anyway.
Your head's the size of a fucking a float
Thank
on
you.
his
Thank
screen.
you.
Not your actual.
Fuck you, Paul.
Thank you. No, I'm a Macy's float. Anyway, we're getting off the beaten path.
Yeah,
but
we really are.
speaking of
Yeah.
these kids, though,
Yeah.
did you see this article? This
No.
Emma Gonzalez. She's an 18-year-old
Student.
kid. Yeah, student from there. She's the girl with the buzz cut.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
And she wrote an article. I think it was in Harper's Bazaar.
Mm-hmm.
And they gave her a really good opportunity to do this. And this is these kids are incredibly well spoken. And I just want to read a little bit of what she said. What matters is that the majority of American people have become complacent in a senseless injustice that occurs all around them.
Mm.
What matters is that most American politicians have become more easily swayed by money than by the people who voted them into office.
True.
What matters is that my friends are dead, along with hundreds upon hundreds of others all over the United States.
Right.
To the people out there who disagree with us, if you've ever felt what it's like to deal with all of this, you would know we aren't doing this for attention. If these funerals were for your friends, you would know this grief is real, not paid for. We are children who are being expected to act like adults, while the adults are proving themselves to behave like children.
Jesus.
Hey, God, she's amazing.
Yeah, she's amazing, and it's very.
The Russians wrote that for her.
She opens it. No,
Yeah.
actually, she opens it in a way that's very interesting because people are saying these kids they're paid protesters.
But that's
they're-
Russian bot bullshit.
That's all that.
Yeah.
Well,
It
also,
is.
It's also a lot of
Republicans.
Sean Hannity's not a Russian bot,
Right.
Yes,
but he
he is.
speaks like one. But
I
she
am
opens
convinced he
the
is.
article this way, which I love. My name is Emma Gonzalez. I'm 18 years old, Cuban, and bisexual. I'm so indecisive that I can't pick a favorite color, and I'm allergic to 12 things. I draw, paint, crochet, sew, embroider, anything productive I can do with my hands while watching Netflix. But none of this matters anymore.
Aw.
And I'm like,
Wow.
these are the kids
Yeah.
that really are going to change this.
It is because you know what it is? I think everyone's so jaded from politics, and the sincerity and the pureness of what they're
Yeah.
doing is just really touching a nerve in this country because I think we're all just jaded from
Right.
everybody lying and fighting
Yeah.
and talking bullshit all the time, and that's just too
But
much.
they're really bright kids.
They
too.
are and articulate.
Yeah.
I was not.
we were
that
fucking
articulate.
idiots
Yeah,
compared
I
to
was a
that.
fucking
Like
dope at that age.
Zeppelin!
Like, yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
wait a minute. I had a political stand.
You did.
We had a button.
No, we sat down.
Iran sucks.
Iran
Those buttons.
sucks. Oh my god.
I had Iran sucks, and I got a peek of the Pope.
Yeah. Oh no, and we
What?
did.
Yeah, because Pope John Paul II
Oh
came
right,
to visit
he
the
came
Vatican.
to and the little.
Actually, it was like
Pope-mobile.
before like all this super security.
Yeah.
So I was standing like literally across.
Well,
the
he
street
had a
from St.
piece of
Patrick's.
plexiglass.
Yeah, but that's it.
Yeah, that weird
It was
tall
like
I
a
was,
weird.
I,
like,
no, it
what's
was
gonna
before
help
the
you?
Pope Mobile.
mini car. He
It was
was
before.
before-
It was before the Pope Mobile. 'Cause the Pope Mobile was
Wow.
after he got shot.
Wow.
This was when he like was first Pope.
Right.
Wow.
And I was standing across the street from St. Patrick's Cathedral, and all they had were those sawhorses.
Yeah.
You know, police line, do not cross.
Yeah. Blue. Yeah.
And I was standing in a group of Hasidic Jews,
Oh,
and I was like,
they're
wrong guy.
They're right in
sorry.
the front. When
and
the Pope comes,
literally
to
when the
town.
Pope when he
That's
came,
so New
That's
York.
wacky.
He
I
came
know.
down-
I love that.
he came down the street, got out of a limo, and everybody pushed forward so much, I literally was lifted off the ground.
Wow.
It was
that
I
would
think-
freak me out.
I
Power
think
of the Pope.
it was the power of the Jews. Quite frankly, they
you were
saw,
the chosen for
I
a
was
minute.
the chosen one.
For a minute. No, but then we went to the Dakota after John Lennon
Right.
got shot.
But
I mean,
th-
I feel
but
like
this
we
is
had our
different.
things.
These kids are camera ready.
Yeah.
You know this kid David Hogg.
he's
that-
amazing.
Oh, he's amazing.
I mean, the
Future
I mean, both
president.
him and Emma are
Yeah,
amazing.
future
he
president.
was in
Yeah.
Washington. He was doing the rounds on the Sunday shows, and I mean, if this kid wasn't coached,
Yeah.
he's just an unbelievable natural.
He's a natural.
But he's making points to these politicians, and he's just filleting them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they just have nothing to say except,
Yeah.
well, you're very emotional because you're a kid.
Yes.
It's like,
Yes,
fuck
and you're
you.
very
no,
young.
he's not.
Right.
He's really not.
He's not. He's
and
calm
he
as can
speaks
be.
better than almost every
Yeah.
CNN consultant.
And there's
I
w-
mean, it's kind
There's
of
one other
amazing.
I've been very impressed with. She's the blonde girl with the glasses.
Oh, she's
and
sweet.
she's so cool as a
Yeah.
cucumber, man.
No, but
She's
she
just-
gets emotional when you need,
when it's appropriate.
She's like,
yeah.
I've grown up really fast.
I know. It's really,
And
I'm
they
really blown
have.
away by them.
I am
and they
too.
really have.
That's
But
probably not the best expression to use when we're talking about
Oh.
relationships.
That
this is what
sucks.
happens when we drink bourbon during the show.
Have another
See?
shot.
Oh, these
You know
kids
what
are
I
going
did?
to blow up.
Actually, God's
They're gonna
honest
be
truth.
big.
When they still had, when the towers had just fallen and everything, and they had the, I was living in the city, and it was the only way I knew how to get to Brooklyn was through and they had everything closed.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh
I'm
shit.
sorry.
No, I know. It really was a fucking horrible thing for me
Yeah.
personally. I mean, I couldn't get through.
Fucking buildings.
No. So anyway, so I'm
my
going down the
tissue.
street.
Right.
And I was probably like 23rd Street, and I had like a, turn back. And I said to like a National Guardsman sitting there with a rifle, I was like, oh, you know what? I meant to turn up there, but I overshot my target. I'm really, and
That's not
Thea was
good.
like, overshot
not
my
good.
target.
Like,
yeah, I'm
dude.
the queen of doing that
I was like, wow.
by accident.
Yeah, it was bad.
Yeah, I know.
But speaking of targets,
Oh no!
Uh-oh.
Are we going to talk about the NRA?
we can talk about the
All
NRA,
right, but go
but they're talking about guns in schools
Right,
now.
because that's what teachers want to do.
Well,
Get your textbook and your AK-47.
interesting thing happened today.
Okay.
A social studies teacher in Dalton, Georgia, barricaded himself inside a classroom
Oh yeah, I heard about
on
that.
Wednesday and fired a handgun once in what may have been a warning shot, authorities said. The teacher, Jesse Randall Davidson, why do they just sound like killers?
Yeah, they all do.
Was taken into custody without incident after a 30 to 45-minute standoff with officers. Dalton police spokesman Bruce Frazier said. Davidson, 53, serves as the play-by-play announcer for the high school's football team.
Well, that's why.
The shooting happened about 11:30 Wednesday during Davidson's planning period. Students were trying to get into his classroom, but he wouldn't let them in. The students notified the principal, who tried to open it with a key, and then he shot his gun out a window.
Right.
And so there's your,
but no one
there's
got
your
hurt.
teachers with guns.
Yep, and I love in the report they're like, and no one got hurt except for a kid who fell running.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I don't think that counts. You know what I mean? It's like I don't think they're counting all the kids that fell in
But literally,
Florida.
like if this guy, if they said to me, okay, he did this to prove
Yeah.
teachers shouldn't have guns in school, you couldn't have done better than
I
that.
don't think he did
No,
that. Because there's a much better way to do it.
how?
You can write a letter.
Oh yeah, that's really been effective.
Yeah, I don't know, but that was a little out there.
Yeah. And the Oath Keepers want, you know who the Oath Keepers are?
Oath Keepers.
The Oath
Yeah.
Keepers.
Oh,
white
it sounds like one of my
supremacists.
like a club my friends and I would make when we were 5.
Not these
Okay,
guys.
Don't tell anyone how much I like Sean Cassidy, okay?
The Oath Keepers, founded by Stuart Rhodes, came to prominence as part of the surge of right-wing extremism that marked the early years of the Obama administration. At the group's core are efforts to stoke fear around outlandish conspiracy theories that the federal government will disarm all citizens, impose martial law, and round up Americans into detention camps, among other scenarios.
Oh, I'm good with that. I have a Jewish side.
They want all of their members, 3 or 4 at a time, to go and take their weapons and guard schools.
Great.
And no school wants them.
Whether people want them or not.
Well, and the guy Rhodes said, if they don't like it, it's too bad, Rhodes said. We're not there to make people feel warm and fuzzy. We're there to stop murders. This guy's seen too many like Quinn Martin productions.
That's really
like
bad.
Mannix said that, I think, at some point.
That's so horrible.
We tell our people, don't ask for permission. Let them know what you're doing and be as friendly as you can. But this is the reality we're in right now.
You can't be a vigilante in
Most
this country.
schools have this retarded no guns policy.
Retarded. Did he use that word?
Alice in Wonderland, upside down thinking.
Wow.
There you go.
There you go.
We were in stereo.
Yeah. So
So
that's lovely.
Oath
Thank you
Keepers.
for sharing that.
Yeah.
When we come back, let's talk about the NRA and all the other horrible things happening in Washington.
Oh. Trump had lunch.
In the oh-so White House.
Jesus. Oh, nice. I like
the white extremist house.
Yeah, exactly. When we come
All
back.
right, we'll be back.
Welcome back to the Great American Shit Show. I'm Marian Fontana.
And I'm Paul Reggio, and we're still talking
We're
about...
still doing that.
I'm glad.
No, we're
who are
gonna
you
do
guys?
that. All right. We have to make a rule then. Are we going to do that or not? Nelly, what do we... Should we...
Yeah, Nelly.
We're not going to say that anymore? We're just going to say, welcome back.
I think we should make up drag
We're
names.
two dark-haired people
No.
sitting here just talking about... Nobody knows who we are, though.
Well, I think we should just make up drag names.
Really? You
Yeah.
just love drag
I
names.
love my drag names.
Who's my drag... What's my drag name?
Miss Sue Trump.
Miss... Fake name.
When I'll be...
Fake drag name.
Is it a problem that I want to call myself Jamboree?
That's good.
I want to call
Not
myself
that
Jan
good.
Brady. Can I
No.
call myself Jan Brady?
No.
You're
that's
better
not-
at those things.
I know. I have a list.
You need to name all of my drinks.
Okay. Oh, that's a good idea. I do. It's weird. I get obsessed with, like, I was on the subway the other day and I'm like, rhododendron. That's good. Miss
Wow.
Rhododendron. And I'm like writing, and I have this list.
There's
that's like
really...
I know,
Somewhere
it's
there's a
something
therapist
twisted.
that studies that. It's a very, very, very specialized thing.
all right. It's
It's
better
like-
than words with friends.
I don't know how to
It's a
play
little, anyway.
I don't have any friends. All my words of friends are fuck you.
Fuck you. Fuck off.
You're wrong.
Give me a bourbon. Anyway, so you heard that Trump met with the NRA, and they're
I
saying
did.
like these kids are losing momentum because no one's going to vote. But anyway, so Trump met with the NRA, who we all know they're privileged and long extended arm into the pockets of almost
yeah.
every politician. I mean, did you see the list of politicians? It's really disturbing.
Everybody.
Yeah, including Democrats.
Including
Yeah,
Democrats.
exactly. And so CEO Wayne LaPierre and Chris Cox, the head of the NRA's lobbying arm, the two figures who have most prominently pushed the organization's opposition to tightening U.S. gun laws over the years, asked Trump to keep legislation about changing the legal age to 21 from being passed. So that was their mission.
Well,
And
their
then-
mission is to arm... If they get guns in schools and
Yeah.
they arm teachers,
Then they
and
have
they
a
arm
huge
20% of
contract.
teachers in
Yeah.
public school and private school in America. That's 700,000 more guns.
I
Yeah,
know.
20% of all teachers. Is that what?
700,000.
That's insane.
That's crazy.
That's the largest police force in the country.
Yeah.
At that point.
Well, I'd rather have teachers than some of the cops I've seen.
No.
No.
We had this conversation.
I'm just
last
joking.
Week.
No, I think the whole idea is ludicrous.
It's.
Yeah.
I
ludicrous.
really think it's like I can't even find a metaphor for it. It's so stupid.
Well, Trump was all in on that today.
yeah, and he had a meeting.
He had this meeting with. It was the same type of meeting he did for DACA,
I know.
where he was like, "Come up with anything,
I
I'll
couldn't
sign
believe
it."
he put Diane
You
Feinstein.
put it on the table, sign
Except
it.
that or that.
Yeah.
I don't like that. That is
And
too
can't
many
we put
brown
that all
people.
together?
Yeah.
That was what he kept saying. He's like, let's put all of it together.
But what was extraordinary to me is he was really he's convinced
Yeah,
that if the gym teacher that got shot
right.
or the coach had a gun, it would have
Well,
stopped.
what about what he said? He's like, I would go in unarmed and I'd do a better job.
Yeah.
It's like, fuck you.
What did Colbert say? Yeah, you'd stab him with your bone spurs.
Yeah, no, he said, first of all, I doubt you can run.
That's for sure.
You know, but the truth
Well, maybe if there was a McDonald's fish cake at the other
Right.
end, a
Right.
fish sandwich, he might.
if there's one of those grand Big Macs shooting somebody, he'll run right at it.
With the special sauce.
Yeah.
I like special sauce.
But I couldn't believe he had Dianne Feinstein right next to him.
Well, but what was interesting, you know, the Times came out
yeah,
just moments ago, actually.
really.
And with an article, Trump stuns lawmakers with seeming to embrace gun control measures. Now, he
This
really,
just in.
I know, but I watched it and it was sort of extra. Other than being, you know, he's sort of like they talk to him like he's a kid,
Right.
and each one of them, whatever position they are, they're like, Mr. President, thank you so much
Thank
for
you.
listening to us. This is great. Yeah, kiss, 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 and you can solve this.
Yeah.
Whichever side it was. And he really did seem to side with raising the age from 18 to 21. He said, look, if you have to wait to get a handgun till you're 21, why should an 18-year-old be able to walk into a store and get a rifle?
You would
And
think
that made
it's
a
an
lot of
obvious
sense. So
question.
you saw
It's
like
so
all the
obvious.
Republicans looking at each other saying, oh, shit, oh, shit. And then Pat Toomey made an argument. He said, well, Mr. President, you know, that's not in my bill because I come from Pennsylvania and vast majority of the 18 to 21-year-olds who own guns are law-abiding citizens. And Trump said, you won't do it because you're afraid of the NRA.
Yeah. That
And
was,
he was
that
like,
was remarkable.
whoa.
He's like, I have nothing to
Amy
lose.
Klobuchar goes, psych.
Yeah.
But wait, but where, like, because obviously, I mean, he had that conversation
Right.
with the NRA, and then he
Right.
said all of the opposite stuff, and then he comes out with it. What
Well-
Well,
changed?
but he said that in his last speech too. He said, I am not scared of the NRA.
Right.
I don't have anything to lose.
Right.
You're all scared of the NRA.
He can be a hero here.
Yeah.
I mean,
he
listen,
can
I
be. I think as long as they, you know, everybody who spoke today, as long as they stroke his ego, thank you. I think you can really make this happen.
yeah, and
as
what
long as
Dianne
they do that.
Feinstein did was brilliant.
Yeah.
She
was.
literally gave him like pictures and graphs to like take this and look at this. This is a graph of how many people have been shot by this
Right.
type of gun, and this is a graph that says there were 36% less shootings in states with background checks.
Right.
And he's
Yeah.
like, oh, I'm going to look at that.
Yeah.
And
No, he
literally,
seemed
he's
to be
bouncing around
listening.
like a pinball. And then, which really shocked me, Steve Scalise, who got shot,
Yeah.
he is pushing this this concealed carry
Right.
reciprocity.
What the hell?
Which is basically New York, you can't carry a concealed weapon.
Thank
But
God.
what they want is if Pennsylvania, you have a gun, you can cross state lines and carry a gun on a subway. And Trump said,
Wow.
and I gotta give him credit, he said,
If I had one this afternoon,
he
I mean,
said, it's never going to pass. Never going to pass in that bill. Do as a standalone bill.
yeah.
Wow.
And you can see the Republicans go, oh, shit.
Oh shit, he's not listening to us.
And now, of course,
Tomorrow
he
he'll
did it
change
again
his
with
mind.
DACA.
Yeah.
He did it with DACA. They came to him with a bill, and he lost his mind. So you never know what
He-
Trump you're going to get.
He's not consistent. And you know, there are moments where I'm like, oh, that's not so bad.
I was sitting
I
there
was
going,
kinda
okay,
going-
this is okay.
I think when he comes to the table in a public forum like that, and they're all like, "Thank you, Mr. President, thank you."
This is how
He-
low the bar has gotten.
Yes, I mean he can actually
When
be
he has
civil.
a sliver of a moment of lucidity.
Yeah, listen, we're grasping.
Yeah, but you know what I
Something.
think it shows? He really did come into this with no ideology.
No,
And he is trying to do this like a CEO.
right.
In his mind, he's going, okay, you have that idea, you have that idea, you have that idea, put them in a bill and give it to me to sign. It's like, wait, did you not see those cartoons like how you make a bill? That's not how this shit works.
I know he
So-
doesn't have any idea
and
how it
literally,
works, and you
and
can tell.
Pat-
He's
yeah.
like, "Let's put it all
Pat
together."
Toomey is going, and John Cornyn is going, well, you know, as long as we can get to 60 votes, he's like, that's 60%. You can get to 60 votes.
No.
And it's like, he doesn't get.
He doesn't get
Right.
so
doesn't get it.
many things. Like he said, right? His whole campaign was, I'm going to drain the swamp. Like that was his whole.
Yeah. No, he's not draining any
They
swamp.
had a chart of all the people that have left. I mean, it is mind blowing. Hope Hicks left today, and
I
now
know.
and then today a big thing.
Wait.
What? She
Hope
quit.
Hope Hicks is resigning.
She resigning. So this is
The
that.
day after
She's
she
the fifth
This is what happens when you don't pay attention to the news.
for 5 minutes.
It's
Oh, yeah.
It would happen.
And
right
the
before I
Martians
got
have
here.
landed in Pennsylvania. And they have concealed carry. That's
Well,
amazing.
And she's married to Ben Carson.
Oh,
because-
no. Well, Ben Carson is part of the swamp.
Well, so there was a big story about Ben Carson. So while there's massive cuts to the Department of Housing and Urban Development,
Which he leads.
massive cuts to the point where they're going to be taking away homes and the
Right.
homeless problem is going to
Wow.
increase. His
There's no heat in half of these places.
he spent $31,000 on a new dining room set for his office in
his
late
office.
2017.
How much dining does he have to do in his office?
And it was at the same time. Well, his wife did it apparently, which her name is Candy, and she was on TV today. And
Candy
I hate to
Carson?
be catty, but I was like, maybe they should use that money for her dental work because
Oh,
it was.
that's catty.
It's really catty.
Oh, that got
I'm
Nelly.
sorry.
Nelly
Am
almost
I
did a
right,
spit
Nelly?
take.
I know.
I was
going to
make a stripper joke with the
Yeah.
name Candy.
Really?
You know.
It's scary.
Oh, everybody's going right. All of a sudden, you know
You're
what?
the sensible
When
one.
I rise above, this has
Yeah.
gone
Yeah.
way fucking south.
I know.
People are all pigs.
I don't know. Sometimes you
You're
just have to
pigs.
go there.
Yeah,
you do.
You know.
Yeah.
I never. Is she? I mean,
She's
like
like
hillbilly
Yeah,
teeth?
she
Like,
got
mm.
totally beaten with the ugly stick.
Oh,
Holy
She hit every branch,
God.
falling out of the ugly tree. She hit every branch. All right, so
Whoa.
I'm sorry, but
Man.
it's true. I just speaking
Oh,
the truth.
you
Yeah.
give
That's
give
my job.
You give Marion a bourbon and bang, it all comes
Jiminy
Oh,
fucking
please, you should see
crickets.
me at 2. Anyway,
So we do have a few more.
Oh, we
segments
will.
to get
Oh,
into.
yeah. So the budget was actually for renovations was $5,000.
Oh, $5,000. What's
But
that
wait.
going to buy you?
And it-
Actually, everything.
And it just shows how imperial these positions are. There are so many of his appointees using tax dollars for their own elitist spending. Let's remember Ryan Zinke, the Interior for Trump, who used government helicopters to travel back and forth from
Yep.
D.C. Health Secretary Tom Brice using over $1 million tax dollars. This is our money, people,
know.
for private plane travel.
He resigned.
EPA's Scott Pruitt for his high-priced travel costs. DeVoe
Because
for a
people
price
would
fight.
yell at him.
Yeah, high-priced and unnecessary security details.
He's got
Treas-
like 9 people.
yeah,
Yeah.
for what? Treasury Secretary Mnuchin, who requested a private jet to fly he and his wealthy wife to Europe on their honeymoon,
disgusting
and
man
then
he is.
used a government private plane to fly to Kentucky to see the eclipse.
On top of Fort Knox.
Yes.
Yes.
That was like, that's literally like shitting out gold bricks.
Is that when he was
I know.
holding up the
And they were holding
the
up
printed
doc-
money with his
printed
pinky
money?
sticking
Yeah.
out?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
The
It's
printed-
like
it's so
literally
disturbing.
like he should have dressed like the guy on Monopoly.
Yeah.
And just
Let's
got
just
it
get
over
past
with.
all this and just do, you know.
I'll be the car.
now,
but yes,
I
I'm
did
sorry,
want to
Glenn.
mention with the Ben Carson thing.
Yeah.
That table
Yeah.
is just one portion of the spending.
Oh yeah, there's a whole other section.
Had you not
this
gotten
was
to
just
that
the
yet?
dining. No, well, he did a whole other section of lobby chairs.
For
Well,
$161,000
of
Oh my
lobby,
God, really?
just for
The
chairs
lobby
in the
chairs?
lobby.
for chairs and
That must be one hell of a lobby.
It should be. I want to like sit in it now.
when I saw that second part, I was like,
yeah, no, it's
Well,
so
they got him. They
dis-
got him a
and then he
$5,000
fired.
office chair.
He fired the designer
when it was his wife who
when
did
it
all
was
this.
his wife who did it. Anyway,
Snaggletooth.
so
Wow.
when we come
Wow.
back, this
Wow.
is just the. Tip.
I haven't actually seen pictures of her, so that was
Wow.
really
I
mean
know
of me.
it was.
That's good.
No,
Hold up
I
your
was
drink and call somebody
Sorry.
Snaggletooth. That's
She
great.
does.
That's great.
We
We'll
were-
be brought to you next week by AA, and we'll be coming to you from the Betty Ford Center.
Yeah, in Russia.
Oh my God.
Speaking of which, when we come back, we have to talk about Russia.
I don't know.
You talk about Russia.
Hoax. Witch hunt.
All right, when we get back.
When we get back, witch hunt. Fake news. Welcome back to the Great American Shit Show. What are we talking about?
It's weird not saying our names.
Oh, now it's weird.
No,
Hi,
it's
I'm
fine.
Glenn.
Perfect. I like
That's
that.
Glenn and Nellie. Silent Bob is back there.
Silent Bob is
We
back.
love Nellie.
I love Nellie.
We are
She's
bringing.
First of all, she's the only woman in the room, so I have to love
Your
Nellie
friend
because she
is here.
backs me up. Well, today I have my friend Sarah visiting from
Hi,
Maine,
Sarah.
but
you didn't
usually
even.
I'm outnumbered.
You usually are. We're gonna have
no,
a woman
Sarah
show. But
helped me with all the sexual predators, and she's really into
I
news.
didn't tell you this, but Patty, you know Patty?
Of course.
She is going to do a I'm pitching this to you right now.
Yeah. Oh, thank you.
She's going to do a podcast. She has a women's forum.
Oh, cool.
So
Should we
it's
get
gonna
into
be
the
all women.
budgeting now too?
Yeah, exactly.
It won't cost that much.
Can I
Patty's
ask for better
cheap. I take
snacks
her
in the
out for
studio?
dinner.
Hey,
I'm just
Trader
kidding.
Joe's.
No, you have the best
Trader
snacks. I'm
Joe's. No, but I
teasing.
want to say the reason you're seeing us
Right.
is because of Nellie. It's all Nellie.
Yeah, it is.
She's
She's
very
Which is
talented.
ironic because we can't see her.
Yeah, because
She
she's Silent
insists
Bob.
on it.
She doesn't want to
Yeah,
be seen, even though
she's
she's
just shaking her head.
gorgeous. She's gorgeous.
I can't say she's beautiful because they'll pick on
She's
me.
gorgeous, or as my grandmother,
Me too.
gorge. You're gorge. You're just gorge.
You too.
So, as
No,
the
you too.
Russian evidence
Oh, Rush.
Starts-
Fake news.
starts
no evidence.
mounting,
No
Oh,
proof
back
of
to that.
collusion.
yeah,
No
no, there's a
collusion,
lot of
collusion,
on the
collusion, no
news
collusion.
about how he has basically done nothing to,
Oh, yeah.
no special investigation into the election corruption, no strong language about foreign interference, no sanctions. He has to uphold the ones that were already there, but
Oh, you mean the legally mandated
Well,
sanctions?
the
Yeah.
sanctions that
Yeah.
passed Congress like
Yes.
500 and something to 4.
Yeah,
Right. They
exactly.
said, please, here are the sanctions. He was like, not doing it.
not doing it.
Not going to do
And
it.
I just think all of it's like, you're so fucking guilty. It's ridiculous.
It's so obvious.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. And now today, we all know that his, son-in-law, Jared Kushner's security clearance got downgraded.
I know.
And the Trump family is apparently furious.
Furious.
Yeah,
At
even
who?
as Jared has continually gone outside the legal chain of command,
Right.
foreign government officials see his naivete and are ready to manipulate him. The Washington Post said today, quote, officials in at least 4 countries have privately discussed ways they can manipulate Jared Kushner by taking advantage of his complex business arrangements, financial difficulties, and lack of foreign policy.
Well,
It's
because he
just
asked the
stunning.
Chinese for money.
Yeah.
He was like, listen, before the whole government thing starts,
Yeah.
I have a building on
666 Fifth
666. You know
Avenue.
the sign of the devil?
666.
Right. I wonder why nobody will touch that.
Right.
But, he's dealing with
My aunt
people-
used to work in that building.
Did she really?
Well, you know the
What did she
mortgage?
do?
Did you hear the
Lawyer.
mortgage?
Oh, she was a lawyer.
Did you hear the mortgage on it?
No.
It's $6 billion.
Really?
It's ridiculous.
There are some
and
places on the
nobody
Upper
will
West
come in
Side,
on- oh,
3-bedroom,
wow.
Upper West Side. That's sort of the price.
Wow.
now.
Yeah. So
Um,
it's so disturbing.
I don't know if this is going to be in your bit, but I read just recently that Jared
Yeah.
is whining to his friends that he's being picked on.
Oh,
Isn't
they
that-
picking on me.
I'm just
Wait till they pick on
I'm-
him in prison.
Oh, yeah.
gobsmacked.
Oh,
yeah.
Sorry, but they are. And, this is what really maddens me is they showed a lot of clips of Trump rallying about how Hillary has compromised all of our national security.
Yeah.
How
Lock her up.
she's lock her up.
Whatever.
And
Lock her up.
and emphasizing the importance of national security, bashing her private servers as as his son-in-law has had unfettered access to top secret information for over a year. In fact, all White House aides working on the highest level have interim clearances. So this
Which
is,
means they cannot.
Yeah.
The only reason you can't pass a background check
yeah.
is because they think you are a threat to the security of the nation.
Right.
Yeah.
It's not like because you got a speeding ticket or you
Right.
smoked a joint, with behind the bushes. What? This is literally, we think you could be blackmailed.
Yeah,
Right.
and it took
Or
them
doing
a
other
year.
nefarious things.
There's a memo was sent on Friday saying they downgraded so they don't get SCI, which stands for sensitive compartmented information, a category of information that comes from sensitive intelligence sources and must be walled off.
Wow.
So it's taken over a year for them to do that.
They're talking about the people that go, we meet again, Mr. Bond.
I know.
Like literally, it's
The-
those people. That is so
the
much
begonias are
smart-
lovely
Right.
in the
Yeah,
springtime.
That is so much smarter. And like Jared walks in, he's like, "Hi, I have a building. I'm married. Isn't she cute?
Yeah.
My
She's got a
father-in-law,
rack.
the
She's got a
president.
rack.
I hate to drop names, but my sister has put a prospectus together for the Chinese to buy apartments, and it's got my picture and my father-in-law's picture, but we're not selling influence.
No.
But by the way, we're really under the water for like 1.4 billion. So
Yeah, but none of this.
You're in trouble.
I know, right?
But and the scary thing is, none of this would have come to light if not the Rob Porter.
Right.
Right.
The wife beater.
Right.
The wife beater didn't come, and Hope Hicks dated him.
Right.
Who left today? I mean, it's so
You think she left because of
incestuous.
Rob?
Yes.
I was going to go in a little bit on her choices.
Yeah, really.
Come on.
She wouldn't be. No, I think her departure was long planned.
Wow.
I think her lawyers said, okay,
Get out before he gets impeached.
the job that you have now,
Mm-hmm.
you can't say anything to anybody about anything ever again in your whole life.
Right.
Like, we don't even want you in the same room with this guy.
Right.
Because he's going to he's going to go down in history as being the first president that was really compromised by a foreign power. You really don't want to be part of that. You're 29.
but
Do
she-
something
Too
else.
But she
Too late.
admitted in an interview that she's been saying white lies since she got in
But
there.
they're little white lies.
Little white lies. Yeah, like
What?
I was late because I got stuck on the subway. Oh. No, I'm just kidding. I really was.
Wow.
I really was.
They were out.
They were at a bar.
They were at,
We had a few cocktails.
they were
I
at
wish.
McSorley's doing a couple of beers.
Sartleys.
Oh,
McSorley's.
McSorley's. Do you remember going there in high
Of
school?
course I do.
And they didn't even have a women's room.
You know, I
You had
vomited.
to
I
walk
vomited in
past-
some of the finest places in this town.
You had to walk past guys peeing
Yeah.
Wow.
to go into the stall to urinate.
I have
there.
lived in the East
Aren't you
Village.
glad we just went right there?
Yeah,
Like,
how we go to
went
Russia
from-
to peeing? Ooh, there's a connection that's
Oh.
already
There is
been
a
made.
connection. There is a
Nice.
connection. It's
I
not
know.
true, I'm a
There's even a.
germaphobe.
Does
there's-
that make it a leak?
Oh,
Thank you. I'll be here
But
all week.
Nelly, you need to get
Wow.
a drum. That was a good one.
How
No,
many things you wanted to do? She's not an octopus.
She has a
for
lot.
God's
Like,
sake.
she's got a lot of chores.
she's on fire.
She needs a foot
Good.
pedal.
I was going to mention really quickly, I've lived in the East Village for almost 25 years.
Wow.
I've never been in McSorley's.
What? The oldest pub in New York?
Well, now it'll never close until the minute you walk in, done.
Wow.
know.
It is, it's such a male bar, though.
Oh, you
Yeah.
think?
Yeah, the fact that they didn't put a women's room in until like
Yeah.
mid 80s.
And they haven't cleaned the glasses
And
since
they
the
have
1700s.
not. Yeah, the glasses are just and the sawdust on the floor. Oh my god, it's disgusting.
Well, the sawdust on the floor so you can clean up the vomit easier.
yeah. I mean it's the lifeguards. My late husband was a lifeguard, and they have their party there the night before Thanksgiving, which is like the worst night to go out, and packed with like 100,000
Good thing they didn't
men.
do it in the summer because people would just die the next day.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, and you had to order 10 beers. You can't just have one little beer. You have to have
No.
10 of them.
No.
Yeah, they ordered.
So how'd we get from Jared to McSorley's?
Yeah, that's a really good question.
That's a great question. Why don't you have
Because
another
he's-
bourbon and
I
we'll
would
Because
say
talk
he's
half
about
such a
bourbon.
miserable topic.
Yeah.
He is
that
such
you
a
have to go to
miserable
something.
No,
topic.
it's true.
It's true.
I mean, it's basically the same
Well,
shit.
okay, so Jared leads into the Russian thing.
Yeah,
Right.
the Russian
And
thing's bad.
you know, we didn't even talk about this for the last 3 weeks because of the gun issue.
Too many
Right.
other issues.
But
yeah.
13 Russians get indicted by Mueller,
right,
and now Rick Gates, who was the partner of Paul Manafort,
right.
he gets everything dropped because he made a deal. Now
Singing like a
Now
canary.
Mueller does not just drop.
Is
like,
Rick Gates a really weird looking one?
No,
Oh, okay.
He's
Well-
like really normal looking, actually,
okay.
with
yeah,
a beard.
I don't know, but he made a deal with Mueller,
Mhm.
and literally these charges that could have put him away for the rest of his life, every single one of them got dropped. The only thing was like
There's a few.
some
left.
kind of fraud.
He'll still go
things
to
that'll-
prison.
No, he won't. He'll get probation because he's got no priors.
Gotcha.
It's not like I was prior.
Wow,
like,
he's going to
horrible.
end up in cement
No,
shoes.
so whatever whatever
All
he
of
is
them have to
doing,
worry about this.
Yeah,
whatever he is saying, he's given up. He's given up
everybody.
Manafort, and Manafort is the direct line to collusion with Russia and Trump. He's the guy that knows, and
Yeah.
he was in the meeting with Don Jr., who was shitting a pill,
Yeah,
and Hope Hicks had to talk to Mueller about the press release that they wrote on Air Force One.
Right.
You know, if Trump really didn't know about anything about this meeting with his son, why is he writing a press release
No,
about?
he's been so avoidant. I
this
mean,
is
that's
like-
what they're saying. Our national security, our elections have been compromised.
Yeah.
There are elections coming up, and he's doing nothing.
Well, Mike Rogers, who is he's the chairman of the NSA, he said in front of Congress yesterday. They asked him,
Yep.
"Did the president say to do anything?"
Nope.
I've been not given any instructions, nor do I have the authority
Yep.
to do anything outside the ordinary
Yep.
to stop this thing that we know is happening from happening.
Yes.
So another,
There's
um,
yeah.
what's his name? Colbert was very funny last night because he said it's like your house is burning down and the fire department is there, but the captain is standing outside and he goes,
Don't do anything.
"I'm not sure if it's a fire. It could just be a shiny flood." You know?
It's really disturbing. Yeah, in CNN, this quote today really touched on what's happening. It said, "It's way past time for Trump to reassure the citizens of this country that he takes this matter seriously and that he will do all that is required to defend our Constitution as his oath stipulates, against all enemies, foreign and domestic. Palmerston had it right all those years ago. Even when effectively confronted, Russia will await the next favorable opportunity to spring onto its next victim." Basically, this article was referring to when Russia did something similar in the Victorian era
Right.
in England. So they've been trying to, sneak around and have
Well,
power for
and-
many, 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 many
And
years.
Putin is gaining tremendous amount of power globally
Yep.
through this.
Right.
Yep.
And now the president of China, they're making him president for life, which is really
Although there's
So
pushback on that.
scary.
well, there's pushback on it.
We'll
but
see.
pushback in China is, oh, you don't like that?
Shoot
Where
him.
did that person
Go to jail. Go to
You
jail.
Yeah.
They are now this thin.
Yeah.
And they're
Right.
somewhere like in a rice bag. But seriously, China is it's a terrible expression, but they really are eating our lunch. I mean, they're doing it on renewable energy. They're
Yeah.
doing it on solar. They're doing it on technology. They're doing it on medical.
They're even doing authoritarianism better than
They're
us.
doing authoritarian. They rock at that. And
It's so true.
and Trump, I know he's got to be looking at that. He's like, for life.
Yeah. Putin's way better.
Maybe I'll
at
change my
this.
name to She. How do you pronounce his name?
She.
We have to do sexual predator of the week.
Okay, so now I really thought Sexual Predator of the Week was going to end at some point.
That's the crazy part.
It never ends.
There's an endless supply.
Never ends.
It really
So when we
never
come
ends.
back, I've got 4 more.
4? Can we make it 3?
No.
Oh my God. We'll be back.
Bye.
Welcome back to the Great American Shit Show. I'm Paul Reggio, whether Marion likes it or not.
And I'm Marian. So we
Her
have...
last name is Fontana. Oh yeah, there you go. I didn't have anything to drink. It's
He's the
Fontana.
sober one. Oh my God.
All right, so we're gonna do Sexual Predator of the Week.
I am, and I have to say, I was really upset a lot this week about feeling attacked as a woman. I read
Who attacked you?
a really long...
Whose ass do I have to kick?
a really long... This is a huge article from Vanity Fair
Okay.
about women working in finance from 1980 till now.
Oh, horrible.
And that the Me Too movement really can't happen there because it's such a boys' club.
Very much.
In fact, it's so bad that they're not even hiring women anymore because they're scared they can't be alone in the room with them. So it's actually worked against them, even though
So they don't have control of
they
themselves?
don't have the same salaries. They don't. I mean, it's just so disturbing. So there's this huge article, and that was really upsetting. And then
Were
I
you
read
thinking
this.
about getting a job in high finance?
No, God, no. I wouldn't. You can pay me to work there. No pun intended. But no, it was just upsetting because it's just worse than Hollywood. It's
Yeah.
worse than any other industry, and the Me Too movement just is not happening there at all. That even the women, when there are sexual predator complaints or harassment complaints, other women won't back them up because it's so competitive.
Sure.
Right.
That they won't even back them up.
Well,
so
it's
kind
a
of
high stakes game.
Oh my God, it's so
It's
disturbing.
all about money, and honestly, when that's what you do, and you make money off money, and you're sort of morally ambiguous to begin with,
Right.
You know, so I don't know, the guy might have pinched her in the ass. He might have said, "Blow me." I'm not going to let that ruin my career.
I know
It's really
just,
hard.
Hey, it's all in good
really,
fun.
You know, it's just
I meant blow me in a good way.
Hey.
it's just a really tough time for women. And
It is.
Mike Pence said at and to anti-abortion
That's a great
actors.
segue,
I know,
though.
right?
No, this is another thing that got me really upset. He spoke at a anti-abortion activism luncheon,
Mhm.
and he said legal abortions in U.S. will end in our time. That's what he told them, and I was so
don't believe
disturbed by
him,
the
though.
fact that
He
he
calls
could
his wife
take over.
mother.
I know, it's just so.
He's not taking over for anything. He's as guilty. I won't get into it. Mike Pence is not going to be president.
He said, "I just know in my heart of hearts that this will be the generation that restores life in America."
And I know in my heart of hearts that he's actually a character from
Asshole.
Westworld.
He
From the old
scares
Westworld.
me.
You know, the Yul Brynner
Yeah,
one
the
where they take
original
off
one.
his
Yeah,
face.
he has a mask.
And he's got
definitely.
like tapes and shit.
God. So
Yeah, no,
anyway,
he's not a real person.
and our nominees this week
Okay.
are
Wow.
Dean Norris,
Okay.
best known as DEA agent Hank Schrader on Breaking Bad,
Oh, okay.
was investigating New Orleans last year for sexual assault, according to the LA Times report on February 22nd. The Orleans Parish District Attorney's Office said that the case was dropped because there was not probable cause to make an arrest, but both Norris and the alleged victim were fully cooperative. The alleged victim said that the actor forced himself on her after she repeatedly said no and attempted to physically stop him.
From doing.
I don't know. I'm assuming, the act.
There's a whole menu.
Penetration.
I know we've had lots
There's
of
a
it.
menu.
There's a menu.
I-
There is
I-
a menu.
Yeah, but anyway, it was dismissed because they were saying it was unsubstantiated and not credible.
Okay, but she brought the charge.
She brought the charge.
But it was dismissed
yeah.
because she couldn't
She said she
prove-
blacked out, so that's why
Oh,
she
whoa.
couldn't. Yeah, so they couldn't prove it.
Right there. That puts him right at the top. It's our first one, but he goes right to the top of the
Yeah.
list.
Then we have James Dashner, the author of The Maze Runner, which is a dystopian fiction series, very successful.
Somebody you probably want to stay away from in
Yeah.
the first place.
He was dropped by his publisher after being accused of sexual harassment by multiple women on the website for the School Library Journal, a monthly magazine for librarians. This is the second one. We had one last week. One anonymous commenter wrote, "The harassment abuse from James Dashner was not a one-time unwanted touch or a joke I took the wrong way. It entailed months of manipulation, grooming, and gaslighting. He offered to be my mentor, using praise and flattery of my writing, and promises to use his connections to help elevate my career to the level of his. But it was all a bait and switch. When I made it clear that I was not going to give him what he wanted, in return, our mentorship relationship ended."
So now, okay, I'm confused. So he lured people from
Yeah,
online,
he used,
and then he
yeah.
got them in person.
Yeah,
and was like,
exactly.
I'm gonna.
And multiple cases?
Yep, there was about I think there's 5 of them.
So it's sort of like the guy, the
Yeah.
manager, for Halle Berry's manager.
Yeah.
Yes,
Who was like,
similar.
you'll
very
have a
similar.
career if you
Right.
sleep with me.
Yeah,
Right.
And this
exactly.
guy, anybody. See, you should stay
See,
away
that's why
from
I think I'm not-
anybody who, in their bio, writes dystopian anything. That right
It's
there is
true.
that's a warning sign.
Yeah.
I think
I
that's a
actually
stop
like
sign.
dystopian literature.
Yeah,
but
there's some good
Well,
ones out there.
yeah.
Just don't try to fuck me, and we're in good shape.
How about I
That's
don't
good.
give you a dystopian blowjob? How about that? How about you keep your disgusting dystopian hands away
That's
from me?
got it. You know
Uh,
what? We have
when
an
Nelly
audience
laughs.
of one, and we love it.
I know. Nellie's the best laugher. I love it. Okay, this one surprised me. Well, that didn't really
Yeah.
surprise me.
What?
Nellie? It's Nellie.
Oh,
Nellie the rapper,
Oh.
who's been accused of sexual assault by 3 women, including Monique Green, who claims she raped him at a Seattle show in October.
She didn't rape him. He raped him.
2 other women claim the rapper.
I'm just guessing.
Uh,
Did you hear what you said?
yes.
Okay. All right. You said claiming that she raped him.
Who claims she raped him at a Seattle show in October? I'm just cutting and pasting. I didn't write it.
So she raped Nellie?
No, Nellie raped Monique Green, who
Okay.
claims that he. Oh, you're right. It's a typo.
Okay.
It's a typo.
Pour another drink.
No, it's like cut and paste. Look, it's on there. Anyway, 2 other women claim
I
the
thought it was
rapper.
just the acid kicking in.
You know,
Oh
you
my
got this
God.
off a dystopian website.
Sorry. Two-
Actually, a dyslexic website.
No, I did. It says she. I did cut and
I
paste.
know.
So 2
it's
other
funny.
women claim the rapper assaulted
It's fake
them.
news. You can't
Fake.
always believe what you read.
2 other women claim the rapper assaulted them after shows in England.
But what? Okay.
And
like,
last but not least,
no-
someone named Paul
Another guy named
Another
Paul.
Paul.
Okay,
Rosenthal.
not
thing.
every Paul is like that.
I just had to say that because you were busting my chops.
Of
All right,
course.
Paul Rosenthal, 8 months ago, toward the end of the legislative session in
Politician, of
Colorado.
course.
Yep, he's a Democrat policy aide, reported concerns about harassment from Colorado State Rep Paul Rosenthal to the House Speaker's office. And there's actually 4 of them, but I'm only using one in case I run out.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
What?
So it never rose to a formal complaint, but the Denver Democratic lawmaker apologized and received materials counseling about the General Assembly's workplace harassment policy.
What did he do?
The new details described in interviews and confirmed by another lawmaker raised more questions about Rosenthal's behavior amid a legislative investigation of a separate incident, one in which he allegedly groped and made unwanted advances toward another gay man at a 2012 political event when he was a candidate.
Okay, so he's gay
I guess so.
and he's groping gay men.
Yeah, and then there's another. He had a roommate that also accused him of
A groping roommate.
a guy. Yeah.
So he's gay, groping gay men
Yep.
inappropriately.
Yes.
Mike Pence would love this story.
I know.
Yes.
Yeah, I don't know
All
about
right,
him.
voting?
I don't know about him.
Voting has commenced.
I like the
I
first
mean,
guy.
The first guy,
The first guy. What's his name?
Dean Norris.
Yeah. What did he do again?
He was in.
He's the dystopian guy.
Yeah, he's.
No, that's the second.
No, that's the second
no,
guy.
that's
the second guy.
He was the DEA agent on Breaking Bad.
Right.
Oh yeah.
I'm
and
kind
we-
of sticking with the library
The library guy.
dystopian.
What
Okay.
is it with
James
library?
Dashner.
Like,
Only because there's like malicious setup involved.
Yeah, there-
I always have to. I've got to find my motive.
no, you know
Yeah, that
what?
makes
there
sense.
really is. There's like this. It's like stalking.
Yeah.
Doot, doot.
And they're building their
Give
trap.
us a minute. So it is like stalking. It's not like,
Yeah.
oh, I got caught up in the moment.
Yeah. Oh my
Like
God.
the guy from
yeah.
Breaking Bad, we were doing all this crack in a scene, and I lost
Yeah, but
myself.
his
Right.
was dismissed.
I'm a method actor.
Right.
But his was dismissed.
Right.
His was
Because
dis-
apparently
that dismissed doesn't do-
Apparently, he's raping bad.
Oh.
Wow.
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 Okay then.
This is
Sorry.
just
I'm sorry.
awful.
Yeah. That's
Wow.
We have
He's
so
taking-
much to edit out.
That's
this
im-
week.
No, we have so much to
I
go
really
to confession
I
over.
shouldn't
I'm
bring
leaving
drink
that
more.
in.
I shouldn't bring
No,
turban.
that's good. He's raping bad. No, you know what? I'm gonna have to. I agree with you.
Yeah.
I agree.
There's
with
so much premeditation in the.
you. We'd be a
dystopian
great
guy.
two-man jury.
Oh God!
Just-
Really?
we'll
See,
judge
this is
everything.
when I need you.
Just tell us what it
Look at
is,
this.
and Glenn would go, well, all right.
Oh my God! Are we
Okay,
done, boys?
yeah, I think it's that
All right,
guy.
can I get Nellie's vote?
Yeah,
All
Nelly.
right. What? You vote
Nelly
for Nellie?
votes
Votes for Nellie.
It's just the name thing.
No, he's gross. All right, Sarah, you're gonna vote this week. What do you think? The dystopian guy. Wow, he wins.
He wins.
He
Well, you didn't
wins.
vote.
Sorry, Nelly.
Oh right, I didn't vote. I think I'm going Nellie.
Okay, but you still lost because
Yeah, we
three.
still exactly.
It's really better
Doesn't
with an
matter.
odd number. I just realized that.
Yeah, it's so much better.
We always have to have somebody.
Yeah, we
here.
have to have an extra person.
All right,
Really.
that's pretty good.
Especially with you two, because Glenn's
know
like
what?
Glenn has to. This is why I have not done a quiz, Glenn. I'm going to be honest,
I know.
because you
I
take
belabor them.
so
I
long.
do.
You were like, well,
Yeah, but you know what? I
Remember
have
that
to
hurricane
process.
one? Remember that hurricane
I have
one?
to
He was
process.
like, well, if you put some tape on the window, it could be the wind. Do you remember? He went through
really did.
all the
He
scenarios.
went all the
Oh,
way.
my
He
God.
drove all the way to the end
Yeah.
of the road
Marian,
to come all the way.
if you
back.
haven't noticed, I'm a nerd.
I know. I love that
No,
about
but
you.
you know what?
But
You're
nobody wants to give a
thoughtful.
nerd a quiz.
We'll turn it into a
You're really
dissertation.
full of those this week, aren't you? Raping bad. Nobody wants to give that a quiz.
Yeah, exactly. All right.
That was good.
Yeah.
It
we
was
did
good.
that in under 25 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We only have a 2-hour show. That's great.
We should expand it to 2 hours.
Is it
No,
cocktail time?
God, no, it's cocktail time.
It's cocktail time.
My
Okay.
second one.
Nice.
Did you hear? You
My
didn't hear me
second
when you
one.
guys were doing your little boy love
It's my
fest.
second.
I said I shouldn't
Okay,
be.
that's a sexual thing.
I said I shouldn't be binking Durban during the show. I literally said
You
that.
really did?
I did. I said I shouldn't be binking Durban.
What's Dick Durbin going to say about this?
I know.
What are you making?
And, is,
wasn't
and is
binking
binking a new word for something?
you know
Apparently.
what? It could be.
What are you making us, Glenn?
What are you making? Glenn?
He doesn't know. He doesn't ever know.
And then he stares at the shelf.
More bourbon.
It's going to
More
involve
bourbon.
It's gonna
More
involve-
bourbon.
lemons, bourbon, and
Yay.
cherry hearing, maybe.
Woo.
All
All
right.
right. When we come back, we've got Glenn's
Something.
cocktail.
Do I Welcome back to the Great American Shit Show. It's time for Cocktails with Glenn.
Hey.
Yeah. All right. What do we got, Glenn?
Is that our jingle now?
I don't know.
It's as close as we're
We
going to
don't know
come.
what
That's
else
all we
to
can
do.
afford right
Yeah,
now.
exactly.
All right,
I
so
asked
we're
David
going to be
Foster
doing.
if he would write us a jingle. He said, no, fuck you.
We're going to be doing what we call it the cherry mandarin.
Yes.
The cherry mandarin.
You know, like what they're doing to
Like
the maps.
gerryman.
Yes.
Yeah.
Sort of like
I'm
a-
gerrymandering Pennsylvania, though,
Yeah.
which was good.
Unbelievable, right?
And the Republicans are like, you can't do that. That's not fair. It's like, no,
You've
that's
done it.
fair.
Yeah.
Right, exactly.
Like, that's fair.
It was more fair than what the Democrats came up with.
Yeah.
They
Yeah,
came
it's
up with a
true.
redrawn map that was shitty still.
And it's great because it's
And then
it's,
the court came up
Republican
with a
judges.
decent one.
I love it.
It's Republican judges.
So what do you got going on?
All right, so I'm going to be doing essentially like a whiskey sour with a cherry twist. So this will be bourbon,
I dated
lemon,
somebody like that once.
and some cherry herring, and maybe
Sound good to you,
maybe a couple
Nate?
of other little surprises.
Ooh, surprises.
We'll
Missed
see.
that.
Ooh, it's got surprises.
That's got
Yeah.
surprises.
I got
I'm already
I like
drunk.
surprises.
that was a surprise that I had one time.
All right.
Somebody gave me a drink
And
that
we've
was not
got
booze.
several people drinking tonight,
Yes,
so I kind
we
of
do.
have to make a larger,
Nate just walked in. We're like,
We have
a
guests.
larger go of
The
it.
plant needs watering.
it's
Come
a
on.
party.
Yeah,
It's a
right.
party. So Nellie just told me that our new camera
Yeah.
that's supposed to focus on our faces apparently only focuses on my left breast. Just, you know.
It's a feature.
It's
I
like
got to be honest.
Did you buy it from a sonogram machine? How is it? You'd be happy I went on Twitter, and you know I never tweet.
Never.
But I had this inspiration to tweet after my mammogram
Right.
that if
You tweeted your memo?
guys had to get mammograms, this machine would have been made of cotton 100 years
Oh,
ago.
yeah.
Something that I got
Absolutely.
more responses than I've ever had.
Really?
Yeah, I got
Wow.
like 4.
Oh, wow. Wow.
Because I don't tweet. I don't even have that
All the
many followers.
large-breasted feminists that were on your list.
No, it really hurts. Have
You know
ever
what? I've
had-
heard that.
It really hurts.
I've heard that. No, men don't like.
And the
no, we
people
don't.
and the women who do it don't have any sense of humor. I'm like, because I joke and I'm like, is my tit still on the machine? Because, you know, when I'm walking
Yeah, and I'm
out,
sure that I've
and they're
only
like,
heard that 4 times that day.
Yeah, I guess I need some new material.
Glenn,
All right, Glenn,
speaking of
he's
mammograms, Glenn is squeezing the living
Speaking of
daylights out of
squeezing
that.
What are you
lemons,
talking about?
what are you doing?
I'm putting some bourbon, some cherry herring, and some lemon.
Okay.
And
Cherry herring. We had somebody
Don't you love how we just ignore him?
who loves cherry herring.
I know.
I
I,
like-
love
We
when
had
you guys kind
a
of go off on
viewer,
something.
listener. It's actually a viewer now.
Oh.
We had somebody who was like, I want to get cherry. Like, what is that? And Glenn actually explained it. So explain it again because we don't know what the hell it is.
Cherry herring.
Yeah.
So it is
Red
a
fish.
Danish cherry liqueur
Ah.
made by the company Herring. So
Ah.
it's cherry
Oh,
herring.
it's the guy. Oh, it's like Q-tip. It's the brand name.
It's Heer, so it's hearing, really.
Hearing.
And they've been in business for 200 years.
Wow.
That's why we have the 200-year anniversary
Wow.
bottle.
That was my.
They also make a very
really
delicious
bad.
coffee liqueur.
Do they really?
Yeah.
Do they call it coffee herring?
They do.
Yeah.
They actually do.
I thought that was a thing, didn't you?
Coffee.
You didn't think cherry herring was like a thing?
I do. I
Nate's
do.
making a face like
Nate's
you
a big
just...
fan of cherry herring.
Is he really? Okay.
How come
Thumbs
I
up.
can't do a Swedish accent without sounding like the Muppet?
Because that's the only... What other Swedes do you know?
The ones who get on the train with the big pics.
Yeah, no, that's not even a good Muppet. I got to be honest. All right, Glenn. Shake.
Ah.
Oh, look, he does it like a bart. He's really
Yeah,
doing
he
it.
really like he does
Yeah.
it over his like he's.
I had a
maracas.
bartender tell me that there's no such thing as a mixologist. That mixologists, that's like a
Oh,
bullshit
you're gonna
thing.
hurt his feelings.
No, it's like a
No, I'm
bartender's a bartender, as opposed to
Yeah.
like the mixologist is something they made up. It's like artisanal,
Right.
Right.
like
Exactly.
artisanally hand cut French
right,
fries,
bespoke, muddled.
muddled.
That
That means you smash the fucking shit out of it.
Infused.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, we infuse your breast with radiation to see.
Oh, you know the drunkest I ever got when I drank ginger infused vodka.
Oh, and it tasted good.
Oh my
Oh yeah, that's like when you have those drinks that don't taste like booze, and you're like, "Wow, this is like just soda."
Yeah, they should
And
just
you're
put it
like,
in a
"Nah."
And man,
they should
and then
put
you
it in a
bombed.
sippy cup.
Exactly.
Or
Oh,
juice
that's
box.
beautiful.
Yeah. That was the one and only time I had to have Dave come pick me up at a bar.
Oh, wow.
Whoopsie.
It's not the only time you've ever been picked up at a bar.
Oh.
So that's a whole other thing. Thank you very much. We are we're really like Borscht Belt comics. today. No, you.
I'm just standing here drinking my bourbon.
Yeah, you are. I have to taste that. Wow, look at that.
I know.
Oh, look at the way he's portioning.
I know.
Beautifully.
You know, very well
trying
done.
to keep it
Can you
balanced.
see that, Nelly? You see his portioning?
This guy
I don't think
poured
I
out
Or
have
is it
another
still
one.
looking at her tit?
Oh, that one's a little.
No?
No,
How's it
they're
look?
pretty even.
my good side.
I don't have enough lemon. I don't think to do little. Nah, you know what? Let me
Garni.
try.
He's
Let me
doing
try.
garni.
Garni.
Let me
Garni.
try.
Lemon garni.
Lemon garni sucre vue.
Yeah, let's see if we can do
Here
that.
we go.
This is when I cut myself, and you guys
No,
have
you
to
know what's
take
great
me to
about
the.
garnish that's not done?
Then we turn into a Monty
Takes up
Python
9-10 minutes.
sketch when the blood starts.
Oh, no, that's
spurting.
Saturday
It's
Night
just a
Live.
flesh wound.
Was that?
That
no,
went-
it's a flesh wound.
Oh, no, but when
you're
Dan
talking about
Aykroyd was
Dan
Julia
Aykroyd with the
Child?
butt- yeah.
No.
Yeah, I
And he
remember.
was boning a chicken.
right.
Yeah.
Oh, I've cut the dickens out of it. It's like squirting blood.
Oh,
It was
right.
Really one of the best at old SNL sketches.
Well, I was always worried about Julia doing that because she was,
Well, she's a
tossing
notorious
that wine.
drunk.
She's like, what a bit
And she could literally put her hand over a fire.
Put a chicken in a bit of roux and then stick it in a sip of wine.
I stir this with my big green spoon.
My big green spoon and my giant tits. And
All right.
Yeah.
So
She was awesome.
can we just
I
have the
love
ones with the
her.
garnish now so we can have this drink? And
I like to put lemon in my drink before I toss
All
it
right.
back and light myself on
One
fire.
last one. One last one.
you know
Here we
what?
go.
This is going to go viral. That's what's going to go viral. It's like,
I know.
you know
we can
what?
talk about politics.
It's great. These emotionally
Alrighty.
disturbed people make these videos and they drink.
For your
All right, I gotta
sipper.
taste. Thank you. All right.
Ooh, nice.
It's got little. What's that?
It's
Oh,
garni.
For you.
It's garni.
For you.
All right. Cheers, everyone.
And
Cheers,
for where's
Glenn.
Nate?
Oh yes.
Cheers, cheers.
Oh, he's bringing.
This
he
is
doesn't
Nate's, but I'll
have
cheers
one.
with
That's
you.
Nate's. Oh, because this is all right. Cheers.
Cheers. All right, give it to him. Give it to him.
Oh, it's very cherry.
Hello.
It's cherry mandarin.
It's cherry. Well, that was a very good drink. And now, I don't want to say I'm sensitive.
It's quite cherryish.
That's your
What?
drag name. Alcohol.
Very good. All right. We'll see you next week.
Bye.
And we'll be better.